Hello, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another One Piece video. It's not a review, it's more of a favorites list. It's going to be like another top 10 type list, like the one I did for the Straw Hats, but this time we're going to be doing it for non-Straw Hats. Now, I've already done this one for pre-time skip stuff, so this one's going to focus on post-time skip characters, and it's only up to Wano, so everything after that doesn't count. I will be doing another set of videos for that eventually once, 10 years from now when One Piece is properly over. So, yeah, we're going to go from lowest to highest, and there's going to be some areas where I kind of double up on characters. So it's not really a top 10. It's more like a top 15 maybe, but a lot of them are kind of tied together for, whatever reason, right? So, yeah, let's get into it. The last spot, or at number 10, the least of my favorites, would be a tie between Tama, Toko, and Momo, the little kids from Wano. I don't know why, but in the last few years, stories where kids are prominent and where kids are suffering or having some sort of kind of meaningful kind of situation kind of really affect me. I'm not really sure why. I don't have children. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have any reason to care about children this way. But it has been something that has been affecting me lately, right? So Tama, Toko, and Momo, and more so Tama and Toko than Momo. I like Momo a lot, but I like him for slightly different reasons than I like Tama and Toko. Mostly it's because Tama and Toko just had such horrible situations happen to them, but they were still strong and powerful kids, and they were willing to do what they needed to do, and even though they had horrible situations happen to them, they were still, good people, and I really liked them a lot. I think Toko is, out of the three of them, Toko was the one that made me the most sad when she just had to laugh at her dad's funeral. Was like horrible, right? And I don't know, it just really affected me. I think that one specifically is because of the like sadness of like a family member passing specifically that made me sad. Tama, her relationship with Luffy, where she thinks Luffy's lying when he tells her that Ace died, but it turns out to be true. And then when I think it's Nami that tells her, out of everyone, Luffy's the one that suffered most. Ace was his older brother, and he saw him die in front of him. Like, I don't know, that was just really, really good. Like, I like these two characters because they struggle, but they're still good kids at the end. And with Momo, I think his sacrifice of his childhood is really interesting and powerful. But also, I think just like the way that Kaido just was like, I won't kill you if you, or like, I won't hurt you if you tell me that Odin wasn't your dad, but he couldn't give up and not tell him that. And the way that he faces his fear. He becomes this awesome dragon, and he helps Luffy fight Kaido for a moment. It's just really, really good. I like these characters a lot, right? So there you go. Number 9 is Katakuri. I just really like this character. I think he's really interesting. He's really powerful. And the moment of respect that he has for Luffy at the end of their battle is just awesome. I really like him a lot. I don't think he's as awesome as most people make him out to be. And I think this is just because I didn't read this while the hype of this character was developing. And so I kind of see him as the whole story has happened. And it's a little bit different from reading weekly, like week to week, right? So I think I really like this character, and if I took the time to reread Whole Cake, I would probably like him even more now. But at the time, I just thought he was a really interesting, badass character, and he was a really good foil for Luffy's growth. I really enjoyed him a lot, and I just think his whole like I will be powerful and stoic for my family is just really good. I just really like this sort of sacrifice for family type stuff. So I really enjoy him as a character a lot. Number 8 is Shirahoshi. Now, I don't think she's really a popular character, but I really like when she tells us, hey, I know that Hody Jones killed my mom, but I had to forgive him because that's what mom taught us to do, right? She had this whole horrible situation happen to her, and she knew that her mom was the type of person that was like, we have to forgive and forget so that we can move forward, right? And so she chose to do that, even though she knew who had killed her mother, and could have told everyone, but she decided not to. She decided to forgive him and be a good person, and it's just really, really good. I also really like her relationship with Luffy because in the second half of the story, Luffy kind of happens to act like an older brother to a lot of characters, and I really find that to be enjoyable, right? I mean, Luffy is an older character, or an older brother for Shirahoshi, for Tama, for Momo, you can even say for Barto to an extent, right? And I really like these shifted dynamics because Luffy is more or less like a child, right? But now he's a child with a little bit of responsibility with him and a little bit of like understanding for others and for the people that are weak but still want to do something, right? And I really like their relationship a lot. Number 7 is Doflamingo. I love to hate this guy. He's probably the most complex of the villains. And honestly, he makes Big Mom and Kaido seem less good, even though they're supposed to be significantly better characters, because Doflamingo is just so interesting. And then diving into Big Mom's character, she's interesting, but her adult self doesn't happen to do anything for the vast majority of Whole Cake Island. She is mostly just a kaiju monster, right? And then Kaido, you know, Oda didn't really fumble the bag, but he didn't have enough time to develop everything that he wanted to. And we can honestly see that because Kaido was supposed to be a failed Joy Boy. And we really didn't learn what that means or how that happened or why Kaido is what Luffy will never be, right? Which is because Luffy will be the Joy Boy and Kaido didn't manage to get there, right? So, I don't know. I think Doflamingo was the last great bad guy that Oda wrote. And that doesn't mean he's never going to write a good bad guy ever again. I just think that Doflamingo is the most interesting and the most well thought out. And I don't know, I really like him a lot. I think he's a really interesting character. That scene where Luffy stops him from stepping on Bellamy or Law, I think. I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Law, actually. With his like sandal. That's awesome. It's really good. But Doflamingo is also just really scary because he's so psychotic, right? So really good stuff there. Number 6 is Fujitora. He's honestly the only admiral besides that Aokiji that I like. And I think he's really cool. And he has this kind of really awesome like dynamic with Zoro, which I really like. And the whole thing of like, I've seen so much bad in my life that I never want to see again. It's really awesome. Like he's just really, really cool. I really like him a lot. Number 5 is a tie between Kid and Law. Honestly, I think Kid is better, but he hasn't had any good development. Like Law basically became a second protagonist for a lot of the story, and Kid has never gotten to be that, right? So I like Law because he's had awesome moments with the crew, but I really don't understand why everyone loves him. Like everyone acts and thinks that Law is like the best fucking character ever in One Piece, and I'm just like, nah, he's not that good. Like he's not bad. He's awesome, right? But I just don't like him as much. And I think Kid is a much cooler character, but man, Kid like just doesn't get any development at all, and it sucks. It's like really shitty that this guy has such a cool design, hasn't done shit, man. Like I'm really sad, but just for design alone, and for the fact that he helped beat Big Mom, and that his best buddy is Killer, he's at number 5 for me. He's really awesome. Number 4 is another tie. Marco and Leo. Leo is the little Tontada from Little Garden, and I love him. He's just a funny ass character, man. Generally, I think just Tontadas in general are really, really good characters. I like the kind of like fairy aesthetic that they got. I really like that they're little like people, but they're like they ride bugs and shit. Like that's just so fun. They're such a funny group of characters, and I love that Leo is like, yo, Usopp Land is the best, and Luffy Land is awesome. Like I just love him a lot, right? And I think Marco is just really cool because he's such an interesting like connection to Whitebeard and to Ace that just like exists, but no one really talks about it. And I just find this like mystery or like his like existence not meaning anything kind of interesting, I guess. And just I really like him because he just like shows up to fucking to Wano, and he just like beats the shit out of a bunch of people, and then he's just like, I'm done. Let's go. It's time to go. I don't really give a shit about what's happening here. I just really like him. Number 3 is not Carrot. The Minx in general, but Carrot specifically. She's such a good character. I don't get why she didn't get to be a Straw Hat. Like, to me, it makes sense for Luffy the breaker of chains, basically, to have a member of every race on his crew. Of course, that's not realistic because there's like 1,000 races in One Piece. But minks, I feel like, are a prominent enough race, especially because they tie into Wano and they tie into the broader world because they're part of a culture that has a poneglyph. That it would make sense, a lot of sense, for Luffy to have a mink in his crew. And Carrot fits the role of like a pirate member very easily. She's someone that sits on the crow nest and someone that can really help, with more fights. Of course, it might be that, it might be that Oda just doesn't want to have more Straw Hats because that means that he has to make more individual fights, and he might not want to do that. But, you can easily solve this by having multiple Straw Hats fight against one big bad guy, right? Which is more or less what they did with most of the Straw Hats on Wano. But I don't know. I just really like Carrot and the minks in general. The way that they do Garchu is just cute. And I think Carrot's a really fun character. Her whole relationship with the Straw Hats was good. Her insistence that Chopper is her big bro is great. And I don't know. Her situations in Whole Cake with Pedro were really, really good. I really enjoyed that a lot. And I like that she was like being nice to Sanji when Sanji was like, it's my fault that he died. And then she was like really sad, but she managed to pick herself back up enough for, helping others. And then she got sad again. It was just really, really good. I like Carrot a lot. I think she's a great character. And I'm just really sad she's not in the Straw Hats, right? So it is what it is. Number 2, another tie. Rebecca and Kairos. They're different characters, but they basically are the heart and soul of Dressrosa, right? And I really liked them a lot. I really enjoy their dynamic as father and daughter, even though they didn't know they were, or like at least Rebecca didn't know that it was her father for a long time. I love their confrontation with one of the Doflamingo family members, where Robin helps protect Rebecca. I thought that was really, really great. Overall, I just really like these characters a lot. And I think Rebecca is a fun character. I really enjoy that she's like, this fighter that never actually hurts anyone. I really enjoy that she tried her best. I really enjoy that she tries to kill Luffy, but then immediately Luffy's like, nah, man, it's cool. You fed me. That's good with me. We're all right. I'm going to help you free your country. Like, it's a meme, but Luffy really is a great character like that. And I really enjoy the relationship that Rebecca develops with the Straw Hats and the little bit of time that she interacts with him in Dressrosa. And I don't know. I also just really like her character design. I mean, she could be an adult, and that would have been even better. But her character design reminds me of Red Sonja, and I really like Red Sonja, so that's really cool. And yeah, other than that, there's only one group of characters left here. At the number 1 spot, my favorite non-Straw Hats are Kazuki Oden and Goldie Roger. I just love Oden, man. Like, Goldie Roger, of course, is badass as fuck. And, that panel where it just says he laughed, amazing. Chef's kiss, so good. But we still don't know too much about him. But we know basically all of Oden's story from birth to end. And I just love the idea of this gigantic, like, Japanese demigod just walking around and doing shit. And then just, like, having a lot of fun. And just, like, somehow ending up knowing all of the strongest players in One Piece 20-something years ago, and just living his life, and then suddenly finding this chick that wanted to go to Wano, and he was like, you know what, I never want to go there, but I'll take you because you need my help. And it's just, like, I don't know, he's so awesome, man. Like, he's such a badass, but he's also such a funny, goofy, dumbass character, and I really love that. I think he's an awesome, awesome character. And he's definitely my favorite post-time skip character that's not a Straw Hat. Like, definitely, for sure, he is so fucking awesome. He's so, so cool. But, of course, Goldie Roger is kind of at the same level just because he's Goldie Roger. Like, it doesn't matter if he hasn't done shit. It's like Shanks. It's just like, these guys are just awesome, right? And it is what it is. So, yeah, Oden, awesome character. Definitely the best one. Goldie Roger is basically neck and neck with him. And that's basically all of my top 10 favorite characters from One Piece. So, yeah, I know it's kind of like 12 or 15, but, it is what it is. So, there you go. That's my list there. What are your favorite non-straw hats? Let me know down in the comments. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.